Hello, everybody. Please stand for the presentation of colors by the Boy Scouts of America National Youth Leadership Training. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? You may be seated. Now, please welcome Miss Abby Brown, one of our Student Council co-presidents this year. Greetings, all parents, family members, friends, Roswell High School faculty and staff, community stakeholders, and most importantly, the class of 2020. My name's Abby Brown. As Student Council co-president, I'm thrilled to be the first to welcome you to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2020. While we may have encountered many unexpected obstacles to get to this moment today, we thank you for coming and for the countless ways you have shown us support through the years. We know that your commitment to our success is what has brought us here today. Classmates, let's take a moment to thank those with us, celebrating our achievements. Now it is my great pleasure to introduce to you our principal, Dr. Robert Shaw, as he gives us his remarks.
Good afternoon, Roswell High School class of 2020. I have missed you. It's good to see everybody. What's it been, 6 months? Nice to see everybody. Hello, welcome. Outstanding, outstanding. Ms. Stewart, faculty, staff of Roswell High School that are here, parents, friends, guests, and of course, graduates, it is such a pleasure to welcome you here to this ceremony. I especially am so proud of what this community, and make no mistake, Roswell High School is a community, has been able to pull together. What a great ceremony. Despite the adversity, despite all of the things that got in the way, we are here today, and we have a lot of people to thank. This is a first-class event. At Roswell High School, everything we do is first class. So graduates, to make this first class, to make your pictures first class, I need your help. Please stand. Graduates, please stand. Would you zip up your gown if it's not zipped up, please? It's driving me crazy. It's the principal in me. Thank you very much. Please zip up your gowns. Thank you. I love you. Now let's look sharp. If you're all squared away, you may be seated. Thank you for indulging me. See, you didn't miss me that much, did you? I want to especially thank the people who are in the program who made today possible. First of all, the RHS 2020 committee. If you look on the back of your program, please join me in thanking Ginger Greavy, Lisa Henry, Becky Nelson, Debbie Tropower, and Alice Turner. Thank you so much. I also want to thank the staff of the Galleria for making this happen. Thank you to all of you who contributed your time, your talent, your treasure. I know many of you students contributed. Thank you so much. This is such a great event, and as I said, it is a great reflection of our community. A lot has been said about the class of 2020 and overcoming adversity, and there's no doubt that you have. There's no doubt that a lot of things that I enjoy, the best parts of the year for me as a principal, were missed. Of course, there's prom, graduation, which we're able to do today, senior nights, and so many other events. But it is great that we can come together and celebrate you and give you that send-off that you so richly deserve and is long overdue. However, as you move on through life, there is going to be adversity. There's going to be great times, but there's going to be things that aren't going to go your way. Tim Scott, who's a senator from South Carolina, used a phrase the other day that really stuck with me. He said that in the car of life, don't spend time looking in the rearview mirror, spend time looking through the windshield at what's ahead. There's no doubt that, again, things are going to happen to you, but successful people stand up, brush themselves off, and push forward to accomplish their goals. This event today is just one representation of how our school, our community, and all of you have come together to push forward and do just that. The last thing I'd like to tell you before I turn the stage over to another speaker is, let me say it this way. Believe it or not, this building means quite a bit to me. The Galleria, Dr. Shaw? Yes. And let me tell you why. As a young man growing up in the late 80s and early 90s in South Cobb County, the Galleria was the place to come on Friday evening, believe it or not. We would pile in my friend's station wagon with no seatbelts. We would drive up to the Galleria to Cumberland Mall, and believe it or not, the remnants of it are still there. There was a movie theater. It was the best movie theater in the area, and I saw some motion picture classics like Top Gun and Good Morning Vietnam, and Eddie Murphy Raw, although my parents didn't know I went to see Eddie Murphy Raw. And the other thing that would happen up here is in the Waverly Hotel, which is adjacent to this building, on Friday nights, my father, who was a professional jazz guitar player, would perform every Friday night with the Don Miola Big Band. And while my friends and I were in the movies or in the arcade that was over there, we'd also go over to hear my dad play guitar with the band. And I didn't think much of it at the time, but a few years ago, my dad passed away. And I would give anything to be able to come back to the Galleria on a Friday night, play some Miss Pac-Man in the arcade, and go hear my dad play guitar in the Waverly Hotel. And you might be thinking, why would I be telling you this? Because my dad loved me unconditionally. And there are people in your life who love you unconditionally. You see, a lot of our relationships have conditions, a give and a take. You do this for me, I'll do this for you. But my dad loved me even when I messed up, even when I didn't do my best, even when I said or did some very stupid things. And most of the people behind you here who are with you today, maybe they made you be here today, those are the people that you are going to lean on in those years ahead. So find the people that love you unconditionally, that will be there for you through thick and thin, and hug them. Make sure they know how much you appreciate them, and definitely listen to what they're telling you, because they have nothing to gain other than the fact that they love you and they want you to be successful. Those folks are few and far between, so make sure that you treasure them. So with that being said, it is great that I get to come together and see you one more time. I hope you'll come back and visit, As we say at Roswell High School, once a hornet, always a hornet. So I look forward to welcoming you back to school, when we can, safely of course. I look forward to hearing the great things that all of you are doing, and I wish you nothing but the best. God bless you, and enjoy the amazing journey ahead. Thank you.
Graduates, parents, staff, and guests, this ceremony is an accumulation of 4 months of dedicated hard work. For the parents on the committee, it's been a roller coaster of leaps forward and setbacks. But from the beginning, they were determined to not give up. They've made every effort to guarantee that we would graduate together. So it is of utmost importance that we ensure that we are courteous to one another's health and well-being. Everyone wishes that we could have been more personal with each other. But keeping your masks on, maintaining distancing, and following the directions of the volunteers is the best way we know how to care for each other.
Though our unique circumstances may seem to be a misfortune, in a different light, overcoming this adversity is an opportunity. We weren't the class that had to have the rest of our senior year canceled. We were the class that got to experience firsthand one of the biggest events in modern world history. Unlike the graduates before us, we get to be known as the generation of young adults that will draw upon what we have learned about the struggles of 2020 and use it to make a positive change. That is a one-of-a-kind honor I believe we can all be proud of. After texting with numerous graduates in June who sent in videos explaining what a graduation ceremony meant to them, we were surprised that everyone's dream for graduation was beautifully diverse and exceptional in its own way. Among many different reasons, some of our class are first-generation graduates, wanted to see our friends one last time, or were simply here just to make our parents proud. In any case, it became clear that this graduation ceremony is what we needed to celebrate our accomplishments. Now that we are gathered here today, we can conclude that despite all of our differences, it is always possible to work together, even in the most unusual circumstances, to achieve a common goal.
Without the leadership and initiative of our graduation committee, especially our moms and Mr. Michael Schoppenhorst, there would be no graduation. There were so much more than just parent volunteers. Planning and executing this themselves became a full-time job. Thank you so much for your hard work throughout this process to enable us to have this milestone experience. Dr. Shaw, thank you for being supportive and honest with us from the very beginning. We appreciate everything you've done for our school and our class these past 3 years, and for coming to our various club and sporting events and competitions, and always striving to make things right. Roswell staff, we are honored to have you here with us today. We would like to thank you for your initiative to how to learn Zoom this year. You stuck it out until the end and even checked in on us to make sure we were doing all right. Ms. Stewart, we know that you've always wanted us to have this moment, and we are so grateful that you are joining us this afternoon in our celebration.
It is absolutely incredible how people can come together to support each other. This indeed was a graduation community event. We were overwhelmed by the generosity of members in our local business community. Please consider patronizing these local businesses as a thank you. Roof Depot, Rockin' Taco, JH Design Studio, Flippin' Pizza, Rodney Toon Keller Williams Realtor, Honest One Auto Care, Brewster's Real Ice Cream, Mom's Table, and Scooter's Coffee. In addition, most may not know that a single anonymous Roswell resident knew how important graduation with us together was to us, and he donated $5,000 to this event. Sir, we are very grateful. After all the business, family, student, and other contributions, over $23,000 was raised. Finally, the people here at Cobb Galleria Center and Shepherd Audiovisual have been so accommodating and gracious by covering remaining expenses. They have done a miraculous job handling the production. This afternoon, the Roswell class of 2020 will get to walk across the stage because of the generous support of our community. Thanks to you, we are graduating together.
We would now like to welcome our salutatorian, Lindsay Burgess, to the stage.
Life ain't a vibe, it's a mode. And we're able to say that graduation mode is finally here. I cannot think of any other mode that we as a senior class have been looking forward to more this year than graduating. The only cure for senioritis, or so we thought before school was abruptly cut short, is graduation. My personal home remedy for senioritis has been procrastinating by learning TikTok dances and drinking excessive amounts of coffee. As we look back on our past 4 years, we might expect that the most vivid memories would come from the many times we cried about a test we thought we failed, or a project that took hours to complete, but none of those terrifying moments come to mind. Instead, we think back to our performances in music and sports, scoring the winning goal of a big game, the bus rides home, the hour-long practices for a concert or show. I think about the times I exaggerated every dance in our chorus variety show, and even the time I flew across the stage in a onesie. We think about the close-knit relationships that we formed with classmates, teammates, and teachers. I think about the bonds I formed with my lacrosse teammates and being influenced by them to dye my eyebrows a different color for every playoff game. We remember the times we embarrassed ourselves. I think about the necessary pair of bungee cords strapped across the front of my car as a result of my poor backing out skills. That fire hydrant really came out of nowhere. And just as our first of high school began 4 years ago, we have gone through many laughs throughout senior year to close out our time at Roswell. Our last flower toss, our last time wearing camo, our last time walking through the halls, our last time going to our favorite teachers for advice, our last time losing the spirit stick competition, and some of the last we hope to have that were cut short. Senioritis quickly went away when we began to realize that our last times walking the halls, getting dressed up for a dance, playing in a sports game, or performing in a concert, and just seeing our friends every day the last few weeks of high school might never happen again. We were all wishing away our last weeks of high school until they were gone, and we so desperately wanted them back. Upon graduating, we are all moving towards the next chapter of our lives. And sometimes we would lose sight of the smaller moments and memories along the way. However, looking back on the past 4 years, I'm so glad that I stopped focusing so much on the future and started to enjoy the moments that made my time at Roswell so special. Even though our time together was cut short, we have so many amazing memories of the time we shared together. If these past few months have taught me anything, it's to carry on making the most of every day, because even when life may prevent you with bad situations, it's important to continue to embody the mode and make the most of it.
Thank you, Lindsay. Great job. It is now my privilege to recognize our top 10 graduates. So if you are here today, please stand when your name is called. Our valedictorian, Saima Farouj. Salutatorian, Lindsay Burgess. You can remain standing, Lindsay. Get your due. William Barclay. Isabella Cordillo. Zekun Lee. Jill Falsgraf. Samantha Singer. Grayson Stevens. Smriti Tayal. And Christine Webster. Another round of applause for our top 10 graduates of the class of 2020. Thank you. You may be seated. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution Cup is one of the highest recognitions given to a high school graduate. It is voted on by the faculty and staff of the high school and represents character, integrity, leadership, and work ethic. I think you all know the recipient of this award. He is active in our band, he led the iNest program at Roswell High School, and he's a leader in Scouts and in the community. It is my privilege on behalf of the faculty and staff of Roswell High School to award the 2020 AJC Cup to Mr. Nathaniel Greavy. I'd also like to recognize the recipient of the Faculty Award. This is also voted on by the faculty, and it also represents character, leadership, ethics, and a very strong commitment to Roswell High School. The winner of the Faculty Award this year was Mr. Michael Henderson. Congratulations to Michael. At this time, I would like to introduce our senior class vice president, Mr. Bruno Castro.
Sorry, it took me a while to walk. Good afternoon. My name is Bruno Castro, and I'm the Senior Class Vice President. It is a privilege to introduce Mr. Addison Neiman, who was selected by the class of 2020 for the dedication of our yearbook. Mr. Neiman is a math teacher and a cross-country coach at Roswell for the past 6 years. He goes above and beyond by dedicating his time in helping his students and cross-country runners to succeed. Mr. Neiman is known for his caring and compassionate personality. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Neiman.
Hello, it's great to see you guys. I know most of you. I know there are some seniors that we have not interacted. I'm sure there are some of you who may not even like me, but as a whole, I'm very, very honored that you selected me to dedicate the yearbook to. It's an honor, and I'm very proud of you guys. You guys are going through something that no senior class, let alone really anyone in the world, has gone through. You're in the middle of a global pandemic, a massive social justice movement is happening, and no matter what you believe, we're going into an election that is extremely polarizing. And so, as you graduate and as you prepare to go to college, there's a lot going on, not only in your personal life, but in the world. And it's very important that you take time to figure out what you believe about what's happening in the world. It's important that in these times that are difficult and may seem overwhelming, that you really take time and figure out where you stand with the different issues that are facing us. Because you, the young people, you're the people that can create change, right? You are the people that are going to have influence, and you are the people that are going to affect what happens not only in our community, but in the world. And so, although you are just now graduating high school, and you have many, many years ahead of you, you are at a crossroads that not only is in your own life, but also with the world. And so, I challenge you to not shy away from these issues that we are all facing, but to take time and really figure out what you believe and how you can affect change. If you know me, I love to travel. I'm sure a lot of people love to travel, and I've gotten to go to some really awesome places. I got to go to Australia. I've been to Amsterdam, to Budapest, to London, to Paris. Me and my wife have been to Jamaica. We've been to Iceland, and I've gotten to see some really amazing places in this world. I've also traveled to some really remote villages in Africa. I lived in South Sudan for 3 months, and I remember getting malaria and being on the side of the road, asking myself, what is happening in my life? I remember sleeping in a tent in the middle of a thunderstorm on the ground, thinking, what am I doing here? I've been to the slums in Calcutta, India, and I remember being overwhelmed by the sheer number of people and the smell, and just seeing the way that those people live. It was overwhelming. I've gotten to travel to Uganda, and I've sat with kids, young kids in prison who are going to be in prison for the rest of their lives. I've gotten to travel to some remote villages in Kenya, and I've gotten offered food that I did not want to eat. And I've sat with people who did not look like me, who I couldn't communicate with, who had no education, who had no running water. And I remember being in those moments, asking myself, what am I doing with my life? How did I get here? How is this going to change me? But why am I here in this moment? And if you were to ask me today, which trips do I treasure the most? Which trips have really changed who I am as a person? It's the trips that were tough. It's the trips that I was uncomfortable with. It's the trips that really made me dig deep and figure out what I believe. And so those trips have changed the way I teach. They've changed the way I'm a father. They've changed the way I'm a husband. They've changed my life. But it wasn't because they were easy or because they were fun. It was because they made me uncomfortable. They made me look inside myself and really answer the question of, what do I believe and what do I want to do with my life? And you are in a similar moment. You're in a moment where the world is falling apart, and you need to look inside of yourself and ask yourself, okay, what do I believe? What do I stand for? What do I really want to do with my life? And as you go to college, I challenge you not to just take the easy way out. I challenge you to do something every single day that makes you uncomfortable. Whether it's being friends with someone who doesn't look like you, or reading a book that challenges the way you think, or taking a class that might push you or might make you uncomfortable. Because it's in those moments that you really will figure out what you believe, what you want to do with your life, and how you can impact those around you. So don't shy away from the hard moments. Don't back down from the difficult circumstances. Have fun. College is fun, and our graduating high school is fun, even if you're not going to college, right? You're done with high school. But as you move on to the next stage in your life, I challenge you to do something that is difficult. That way you'll really know what you believe and what you stand for. Thank you guys again. I love you guys. Good luck next year.
Thank you, Mr. Neiman. Again, we are pleased to be joined by Ms. Katha Stewart, our representative on the Fulton County Schools Board of Education. Ms. Stewart, as the principal of Roswell High School, it is my pleasure and duty to certify that the graduates of Roswell High School class of 2020 have met all requirements to obtain a Fulton County High School diploma and are eligible for all privileges. At this time, I'd like to introduce Senior Class President, Ms. Jessie Kirtley.
Hello, everyone. I am Jessie Kirtley, president of the class of 2020, and it is my distinct honor to introduce the District 1 representative on the Fulton County Board of Education, Ms. Katha Stewart. Ms. Stewart is the proud parent of 2 RHS graduates, and she and her husband, John, are active members of the Roswell community. She has supported our schools and students through the years in various roles in the PTSA, School Governance Council, and booster clubs at Mountain Park Elementary, Crabapple Middle, and Roswell High School. We are so appreciative of Ms. Stewart's commitment to service and her participation in our ceremony today.
Thank you so much, Jessie. I really appreciate it. I just want to take a moment of privilege and tell you all how proud the superintendent and the Board of Education, all of us are, of these graduates and the community for coming together and having a celebration such as this. It's really great to see. Like Dr. Shaw says, once a hornet, always a hornet. I am definitely a hornet, having raised 2 hornet cheerleaders. So I am your biggest cheerleader. I wish you well as you go out into the world and pursue your college or jobs or whatever is next in your world. And I especially wish you luck in this new normal that we're finding. Who would have ever guessed 7 or 8 months ago that would be in this situation? So I encourage you to just look within yourself, be strong, find those people who are those, like Dr. Shaw mentioned, who love you for who you are, and just go out and make a difference in the world. And to make it official now, by the authority vested in me by the Fulton County Board of Education, I certify that these graduates have met the graduation requirements of the state of Georgia and are hereby entitled to the rights and privileges afforded to the holders of a Georgia high school diploma. Congratulations, Hornets. what point, did they say at what point we're supposed to say it as you walk across the stage? Okay, go ahead. Sylvia Dempsey Nelson. Ellie Schoonover. Samantha Rose Singer. Natania Elizabeth John. Mural Gamrudi. Kate Jillian Manley. Leanne Claire Dostie. Brooke Diana Belfort. Melody Terena Amina. Jack Austin Wilcox. Luke Harrison Keener. Briley Lorena Kern. Grace Gabara. Annie Wallace Brown. Smriti Tayal. Lindsay Grace Burgess.
Bruno Cardoso Castro.
Nathaniel Michael Greavy. Brooke Mackenzie Henry. David Karsten Lemon. Abigail Finch Brown. Go, Jesse. Jessica Madeline Kirtley. Ava Claire Weinreb. Emma Hallie Guglielmo. Amanda Catherine Zimmer. Sienna Nicole Kent. Maya Nikolich. Elise Marie Barron. Caitlin Jane Butler.
Edward Charles Esposito.
Charles Benjamin Tropower. Eleanor Rose Tropower. Patricia Claire Tropower. Isabella Grace Aiken. Caroline Ruth Lesher. Hayden Louise Hoops. Anne Catherine Lesher. Megan Grace Connolly. Kristen Grace Licori. Emma Lee Dolson. Catherine Elizabeth Turner. Keely Elizabeth Goodlow. Emma Carol Holm. Natalia Marie Mogi. Hayram Rita Kim. Natanya Rose Natterman. Justin Taylor Stevens.
Matthew Steven Sukowski.
Miriam Helena Sandlin. Margaret Claire Weisinger. Caroline Melissa Goff.
Pedro James Suarez.
Stephanie Hesse Mangione. Robert Joseph Vrolik. Olivia Catherine Canty. Samuel Kane Glover. Luke Collins Crabtree. David Richard Cartier. Ryan Lawrence Albers. Colin Timothy Larson. Joseph William Muth. Brittany Cantorin Casanova. Alexa Joan Merkins. Allison Sydney Jones. Chloe Faye Taylor. Seth Connor Christian.
Dani Antonio López López. Eli Paola Vargas Pineda. Ángel Arteaga. Kimberly Michelle Arzate Hernández. Carla Gabriela Espinosa Mendoza.
Jessica Ruth Slaughter.
Ana Luisa Arroyo Bashur.
Charles Christopher Catone. Taylor Kate Hardman. Tina Lynn Vo. Hunter Lewis Watson. Sean Mark Hauser.
Logan Timothy Griffith.
Andrew Stephen Clairbo. Margaret Allison Stevens. William Jeffrey Foster. Abigail Jane Malore. Leah Grace Earhart. Geneva Elizabeth Reeder. Rex Bo Rickson. Justin Connor Chick. Savon Aaron Brown. Jordan Ashley Beach. Julia Louise Campbell. James Leonard Strent. Matthew Thomas Mullen. Joseph Michael Shee. James Lawrence Moeller. Sebastian Vincent Griffith.
Oliver Gabriel Sanchez Torres. Giselle Martínez Blanco.
Dory Lamont Wilkerson. Jasmine Alexis Frierson.
Stephanie Ramos Santos.
Haley Jewel Sterling. Chase Jaden Webb. Caleb Jermaine Bird. Jacoby Isaiah Thames. Namdi Orgiok. Davis William Poole. Joshua Allen Davis. Thomas Michael Bruner. Grayson Nash Stevens.
Gabriel Hernández Vara. Fernando Pérez Coronel. Cristian Quintana.
Bernard Gotheshu Wangi. Samantha May Warsham. Lydia Sheree Hayes. Erin Elizabeth McElvaney. Bailey Gray Burgess. Grace Gardner Holben. Charlie Deanne Please. Besma Abatunas. Jakai Spikes. Matthew Cole Haug.
Vitor Sousa Pineiro.
Sam Bina. James Carter Bowles. Christian Alexander Del Caro. Catherine Lanigan Gonda. Augustus Allen McPherson. Robert Andrew Calaman.
Hello, I am David Lemon, and it was my pleasure to serve as Student Council Co-President during this past year. I am so proud of our class's perseverance and the way we have loved and supported each other to reach this milestone. As we leave the halls of Roswell High, I know we will carry with us our Hornet pride and fond memories of all the times we spent together. The turning of the tassel is meant to symbolize our transition from Roswell students to graduates. Please join me as we turn our tassel from right to left. Graduates, before we conclude our ceremony, join me in thanking all of the parents, students, faculty, and staff that helped us get this far. As well as our friends and family. Thank you for coming in person to celebrate with us. As our graduation comes to an end, it is time for one last high school tradition, the cap toss. The cap toss commemorates leaving our school behind and also symbolizes a thrust into our future. Goals accomplished and new ones on the table. Finally, you may join me in the traditional cap toss. Congratulations, class of 2020.